the school of your heart. Life happens to all of us, and we all learn something whether we plan to or not. When you first start out in life, you are a student. Life is the master that you learn from. Either you master life, or life will master you. Point number one, the principal places priority on her goals and governs herself accordingly. Now here's the story of Kim. Question, how will Kim master the challenge? The setting, spring semester is ready to begin. It's chilly in the Buckeye State. Kim spoke to Eric twice over the 2-week break. Not enough time, she sighed. Why does love hurt and feel so uncertain, she thought. There goes the familiar ring of the cell phone. Kim jumps up as the ringtone, "There goes my baby," starts ringing. This is the ringtone for when that special someone calls. Kim breathlessly, "Eric?" Eric, smooth as silk. "Sweetie, you knew it was me." Kim, trying to keep up with his smoothness and adjust her body. "Well, when people are in tune or on the same vibe, like, you know, Eric." "Okay, gotcha. So what are you up to?" "I just completed my schedule for spring semester." "What are you doing?" "Finished playing a game of chess in the rec room. Gotta keep my game up to speed." Kim, wondering what game when he was really referring to but didn't bother asking. "So what's up otherwise?" "What are you up to, lady?" "I'm just getting my textbooks and get ready for next week," and Eric, cutting her off, something he often did. "Can I come by later, say 6 p.m.? Kim, "Okay, that sounds great," not bothering to check her appointment book first. So she straightens up her dorm room and looks at the different restaurant menus, Tex-Mex and Chinese. Then the phone rings. Professor McAllister's student aide was calling to remind her of the appointment, which was the last one for the day, at 6 p.m. Kim booked that appointment nearly a month ago, and at the time, looked forward to meeting with the professor to discuss the biological and theological aspects of gender expression in children. Yes. "Oh, Lord," putting her hand to her mouth in consternation. "What should I do? I knew I should have checked my appointment book before I said yes. Well, maybe I should call Eric back and postpone our date to later on next week." But she quickly dismisses the idea. "May I speak to Professor McAllister if she's available?" "Professor McAllister, I'm so sorry. An emergency came up at the last minute that I really have to take care of, and I can't..." "Well, I have no further appointments until March. In the meantime, I really wanted to discuss with you how you plan to integrate theological concepts which cannot be proven into something as deeply personal as gender expression." "Well, I did want to speak with you, but can I come in next week?" "I have no further appointments until March. In the meantime, your grade is a C-." "But I included all the footnotes and studies supporting my viewpoint." The phone went dead. Point number 2. The principal takes responsibility for her actions. Professor McAllister's reminder and terse message cast a pall on Kim's emotions, and at the same time anticipating her upcoming date with Eric. Kim, pacing back and forth, "Oh, why? I mean, I worked so hard on this report. I wish Eric didn't call so early. Oh, okay, I could have told him to meet me at Shepherd Hall and wait for me while I met with Professor McAllister to defend my thesis. But Eric is so busy with so many things. Why? Oh, why did this happen? Professor McAllister is a witch." Point number 3. The principal does not get pulled in different directions, but does the pulling. At 5:30, Kim's mood brightened and she put on the red and black and green buccal sweater and the Queen Nefertiti earrings that Gloria bought her for Christmas. Well, it's all right, Kim reassured herself, putting the low grade in the back of her mind and thoughts of Eric in the forefront. At 5:55 p.m., the doorbell rings and automatically Kim's heart leaps. She throws open the door and there's Eric standing there in his J. Crew sweater and Stacey Adams shoes.
I know that's right.
Hey, boo, he says softly, and Kim automatically closes her eyes and merges into Eric's arms. Eric murmurs to himself, there goes my baby. They hold on to each other for several minutes until Eric breaks the silence with, "Gonna let me in?" He laughs. Kim steps back and lets Eric in, and he takes her by the hand, guiding her to the couch. Kim has just upholstered with a houndstooth throw cover, and she's a little disappointed that Eric didn't take notice of the interior decorating. So Eric takes out his CD he recorded with the Soledad Trio, and he's talking about his music. My man Earl gets really funky on that bass, and he's bobbing his head to the rhythm. Kim thinking to herself, doesn't he think of anything else besides the Soledad Trio and politics? Eric, noticing Kim shifting of attention. What's wrong, babe? You don't like this? And no, Eric, it's not that. How about some Chinese or Tex-Mex? Eric, enchiladas will be fine. Kim calls the restaurant, places a $20 order, receiving a free liter of soda and a thank you. Okay, Kim bought the dinner, by the way. Kim, and she tips the delivery guy $2. Eric gets up and divvies up the order between the two of them. As he's divvying up the order, Kim suddenly feels very attached to him and reaches for his hand. Babe, I can't eat if you hold my right hand. Well, maybe I'll eat with my fork in my left and my baby on my right. They begin to embrace and lean down towards the couch. Eric, wait, not now, Kim murmured as Eric slid his slim, tapered fingers down her blouse. She began to feel powerful, pulsating sensations that she never felt before with such intensity. It took everything within her to push Eric away and catch her breath. What's wrong? Eric said, his facial expressions and voice a mixture of confusion, disappointment, and a touch of irritation. Kim, feeling confused but determined to maintain a standard, it's just not the right time. I'm not ready yet. Yet? Kim faintly heard the tiny scream of Gloria's voice, that's her mother, in her conscience saying, not ready yet? You're not ready at all. And just as faintly, Gloria's voice faded away. Eric, wow, babe, you really never did anything like this before? You're really different from all the other girls I know. What do you mean, all the other girls you know? Well, you start and then you stop. It really is okay to go with your feelings, you know. Nothing wrong with that. Conflicting emotions begin to interplay. The tension between what the word is saying versus what the world is saying. What you know is right versus what you want to do right now. The student is seeking truth, but the principal is applying truth. And that's it, the 5-page reading of The Principal, Be the Principal in the School of Your Heart. Amen. Now, I'll take any questions.
Excellent.
Thank you. Sister Linda, yes.
From what I heard in the book is that she wants to do the right thing,
Yes.
but then she sees that fine piece of chocolate that the title of the book is.
Yes.
She was seeming to be kind of confused. So I'm looking at it like this is excellent from what you just read, and how sometimes we can be caught up as sisters because when we see something that look good, knowing the opposite of what we should be doing that is good. So we really have to be careful, and it's excellent. I'm just grateful. That's what I've seen from what I heard of it.
Oh, thank you. Yes. We often get confused, and that's a good point you made, Sister Linda. And I want people to know that no matter what happens in life, we stumble and fall sometimes. I think of, was it Donnie McClurkin who made "We Fall Down and We Get Up"? I think he's the one who made it, right?
Yeah.
And it was such a popular tune because this is what happens a lot of times. Now the Lord wants to lift us up and keep us from being like the little toddler learning to walk. He doesn't want us to keep stumbling and falling, but if you stumble and fall, no matter what it is, the Lord's love never diminishes because of some mess that you did. His love is always the same. He loves you perfectly, and that will never change.
Yes, and what I took notice about Kim, when she got the call from her gentleman friend, she became excited and anxious when he wanted to spend time with her that she didn't think about the previous arrangement she had with her professor.
That's right.
We should not allow ourselves to become anxious, even in a relationship that we're enticed by.
That's true.
And I noticed the word you used at some point. You said that he did things like smooth. Even in the hands, his hands glided. Once or twice I've known a hand that tries to glide. So. And she was torn because in some ways it feels good, but then that voice in your head, your mama, saying, girl, you know you shouldn't do that, or you don't need to be here like this. That subconscious, that voice in your life.
And not only that voice, if you faith sister, if you know the Lord is saying, you make sure you use that hand on breaking. So you can't just be talking about your mom's voice. The Lord, the Bible said, my sheep hear my voice. So we really righteous sisters in the Lord. Not that we perfect, because we got some sisters. Sometimes if you didn't do it in a while, and one of them fine rough piece of chocolates come up the next thing, you talking about taking you out to dinner, and then you go out to dinner with him. The next thing you know, he want to walk you home. And you know you ain't got no business letting him come in your house to the door and letting him go back to the elevator. So once he gets to the door and you invite him in, then you setting yourself up. Because you already fine. Now you letting him in your house. Now that's trouble. All right.
That's right.
I know she was so enamored about how fine he was and this and that. Is that she did everything for him. She wasn't a fool.
Yes, absolutely.
She did everything. And everything. Never once had him say, I'll do that.
No, he didn't.
He didn't want to show up. The only thing that he did was move hands. She was taking the lead.
That's right.
So happy to have him here.
If they want to eat a meal, why not in a restaurant? Why not in a restaurant? You couldn't even invest
in a restaurant dinner. In a restaurant dinner.
To take it to a restaurant.
Because his intentions was to do it in the house.
That's right. That's convenient. In her. In her home.
And then you got, I believe she was young because she was still in college. But look at us as grown women, how we invest in these men that we think we're going to be with for the rest of our life.
I want to thank God. I've been with mine for 21 years, married, so I'm to God be the glory. But look at the ones we get with, that they look all like this, and until we get with them, we look at Dr. Jekyll and wake up with Mr. Hyde. So you got to be careful, because they'll mess around, they'll make you spend all your money. Well, let's do this together. So much, and even in marriages, people say it's 50-50. It's no more 50-50. You put 100 in it, and I'll put 100 in it. Because it always look good on the outer surface until you get with them. That's why I say you never know nobody until you start living with them. And then you see this guy here, from the jump, he wasn't even buying no Chinese food or whatever he bought. And he didn't even want to go out. If they would have went out, she would have paid for it in a restaurant. He's a bum.
And it's good to see the bums before they get too big.
Yes. Fine bum. He's a fine bum.
The enemy will dress them up very fine.
Yes. Thank you, Sister Jackie. That was excellent.
Thank you. Okay. Are there any other, any further questions or comments?
What do you think you start
Oh, yes. Well, I came about this book. This is a result of my own personal journey with my own fine piece of chocolate. And I have to thank God, because sometimes people come into your life, it's just for a season. And what I've learned is, you know, if you learn from your life experience, it's not a waste of time. Anything you learn from is not a waste of time. And also, even how you define your experience. I don't walk around saying, oh, I made a big mistake when I married this person. I said, no, it's not a mistake, but it is a lesson to learn from. See, you don't look at your life as when things happen, you pick the wrong person and they may have made a mess in your life. You don't say, oh, I made such mistakes. I just prefer to say, you know, I define it as a lesson, and you can't put a dollar value on a lesson to learn from. You know, I'd like to share just what I call chocolatism or two, because and this is my word that I coined. And a chocolatism is a nugget of wisdom that a woman obtains from life experience in dealing with a man, particularly a fine piece of chocolate. Now, I'm just going to share one chocolatism with you. If, in the middle of a disagreement, a man asks, so you think you're better than me? Chances are, you are. A man recognizes quality in a gold standard when he sees it. A woman who is about educating her mind, keeping physically fit, developing new skills, ends up settling for a guy who just gives her a rush and dresses well? Please, there's more to life than safety, Adam's shoes, and Armani suits. Chances are he's still paying it off on his credit card. That is the chocolatism I wanted to share.
Wow.